Most men who lose everything don't fail because they ran out of money. They fail because of what happens inside their head after the money is gone. And nobody talks about that part, not really. Not in a way that actually helps. That's what this video is about. I want to tell you something that took me a really long time to admit. After I filed bankruptcy in 2010, I was functional. I got up every day, I went through the motions, and I looked fine from the outside. But inside, I had made a decision I wasn't even aware of. I had decided quietly, without saying it out loud, that I was the kind of man that things like this happened to. That somewhere along the line, I had proven I couldn't be trusted with success. That the loss wasn't just financial, it was a verdict. That belief lived in me for years, and it quietly sabotaged everything I tried to build after that. I've talked to enough men in this situation to know that I'm not the only one. Men who lost businesses, men who went through divorce and financial collapse at the same time, men who did everything right and still got wiped out by forces completely outside their control. Almost every one of them carries some version of that same hidden belief. And that belief, not the empty bank account, is what actually keeps most men from recovering. I'm 58 years old, almost 59. I've lost everything 3 times. A real estate portfolio in 2008 when the economy collapsed, a $1 million travel company to COVID, a real estate investment fund worth $500,000 when interest rates spiked 10 times in 10 months. Each loss cost me more than money. It cost me my confidence, my identity, my marriage of 30 years, and the years of my life I can't get back. But I'm still here, still building, and I can tell you exactly why most men don't make it back and what separates the ones who do. Here's the first reason. They confuse the loss with their identity. When you build something and lose it, your brain doesn't automatically separate you from the thing you lost. It merges them. You weren't a man who had a business. You became a man who failed at business. You weren't a man who had a real estate portfolio. You became a man who lost everything in real estate. The loss becomes your label. And once that label is in place, every new attempt feels like evidence gathering. You try something and it doesn't work immediately. And your brain says, see, I told you, you're the man this happens to. I carried that label in my head after 2008 longer than I should have. It didn't stop me from moving, but it poisoned every move I made with doubt I couldn't shake. Here's what actually matters. The loss is not the verdict, it's the data. And data can be used to build something better. Here's reason number 2. They isolate instead of recalibrate. After a major financial collapse, most men go quiet. They stop talking about it. They pull back from people. They project strength while they're drowning privately. I did this. After the travel company closed, I didn't tell most people what had actually happened for months. I kept up appearances while the weight of it was crushing me from the inside. Here's what isolation does. It keeps the narrative locked inside your own head. And your own head, when it's operating from shame and fear, it is not a reliable narrator. You need outside input, not sympathy, not people telling you it'll be okay. You need at least one person in your life who will tell you the truth about what they see in you. Someone who can reflect back what you can't see for yourself because you're too close to the wreckage. Isolation turns a temporary collapse into a permanent one. Recalibration, honest, grounded conversation with the right person, breaks the loop. Here's reason number 3. They wait to feel ready before they move. This one is the most dangerous, honestly. After a loss this significant, you will not feel ready. Not in week 1, not in month 3, possibly not in year 2. The feeling of readiness that you had before when you were confident, when you had momentum, that feeling does not come back on its own. It comes back through action, specifically through small, repeated actions that prove to your own nervous system that you are still capable. After each of my 3 collapses, the moment things started to shift was never when I felt ready. It was when I moved anyway, when I made the call I didn't want to make, when I started the thing I wasn't sure would work, when I took the step before I could see where it landed. Waiting to feel ready is waiting to feel like the man you were before the loss. That man is gone. The man you're building now is different. He knows more. He's been tested in ways most men haven't. And he moves before he's ready because he knows that readiness is built, not waited for. The fourth reason, they try to rebuild the same thing. This is pretty subtle, but it matters. After a collapse, your normal instinct is to rebuild what you had, to get back to the exact place you were before. The same income, the same business model, the same life. That instinct is understandable, but it's often a trap. What you had before worked in the conditions that existed then. Those conditions may have changed. The market changed, interest rates changed, your age changed, your responsibilities changed, and the whole world around you changed. The men who recover aren't the ones who rebuild an exact replica of what they lost. They're the ones who take what they know, the skills, the experience, and the hard lessons, and they build something new that fits the current reality. After I lost the travel company, I didn't try to restart it. I took what I had learned about building something from nothing and applied it to a completely different model. That pivot led to real progress. Don't rebuild the old blueprint. Build a new one using everything the old one taught you. So here's the truth about recovery. It's not a financial event. It starts as a psychological one. The bank account comes back after the mindset shifts, not before. Every man I've seen recover, including myself, went through a moment where they made a quiet decision. Not loud, not dramatic, just a firm, private decision that the loss was behind them and the rebuild was in front of them. That decision doesn't require confidence. It doesn't require a plan. It doesn't require feeling ready. It just requires a choice. You can make that choice today, right now, before anything else changes. And if you want a step-by-step system, instead of trying to figure this out on your own, I've put together a free 30-day rebuild blueprint specifically for men in this situation. It's organized into 4 weeks. First week is about stabilizing. The second week is about cash flow. The third week is about income creation. And the fourth week is about the long-term rebuild. You'll find the link in the description below. Now, next Monday, we're going to get practical and tactical. We're talking about how to take back control of your money when you're starting over with almost nothing. The specific moves you need to take, the exact order, no fluff. And I'll see you then. If you find this helpful, please subscribe, like, and share with other friends or family members who need to rebuild as well. Let's rebuild together. That's Wealth Mode.